A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the first edition of Water Business Talk presented by National Water Mission, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India in association with Epic News Network and Epic Foundation. I take this opportunity to welcome our two eminent guests today, Shri G. Ashok Kumar, IAS, Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, Shri Rajneesh Chopra, Global Head Business Development, VA Tech Babek Limited. Thanks for joining in, both of you. I also like to thank all the delegates joining virtually through our social media handles. This water business talk becomes very important at this time where new innovations and technologies are playing a very important role in water management. This monthly business talk will explore the opportunities for industry to collaborate with government to build a comprehensive water management ecosystem in India. To take this forward, now I hand over this session to the moderator of the session, Shri G. Ashok Kumar, Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Gopi. Welcome, Rajneesh, to this water biz talk, the first water biz talk. आपसे श्री गणेश कर रहे हैं. Welcome everybody who are participating in this first inaugural edition of the water biz talk. Started as the new initiative of the National Water Mission. National Water Mission. Many of you are aware is one of the 8 missions started as per the as per recommendation of the National Action Plan on Climate Change, and it had been in existence since 2011. But we have really flourished in the probably last couple of years, and some of the initiatives which we have taken has really helped in getting the awareness across the country in a very large way. We had started Water Talk in 2019. That was a very physical talk where we had about 200 to 300 people coming and listening to the water activists and people who are very prominent in the water field. Then when the COVID restrictions came up, we moved on to a neat platform, and the number slowly started increasing from 300 to 1,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 to 1 lakh. It goes up, and surprisingly, on the 18th water talk, we found we had touched about 2.5 lakh live participants, and then we realized that we have really gone in numbers and in geographical reach, because we started getting questions from various parts of the world, from Dubai, from USA, from Nigeria, from England. People were waiting for the water talk, and that gave us a very, very moral booster. And then we started the water tech talk, because water tech talk was primarily to get the people to bring to India the latest in water technology, the cutting edge in water technology, from academics all over the world, from major institutes dealing with water all over the world, with major research institutions all over the world, and also from scientists and people who are working with the hardcore technology related to water sector. That was started on 9th October 2020. We found that was even more welcomed by the people. So some of the water talk used to get as much as 2.5 million views. So this is a very, very encouraging sign, because we found that there are a lot of people out there who wants to know about water, do contribute to water, and we could make water an agenda in India. The water has now become a topic of discussion. Water has now become prominent in the business circuit. Water has become prominent in all major discussions happening in the country, primarily because it was driven by none other than our Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself. Our Honorable Prime Minister had been urging people to respect water, to take care of water, and do the water management properly. He had actually touched the core issue of water in many forms, talking from the ramparts of Red Fort. He had started the mission last year on the sanitation part. You remember 2014, we started the mission Swachh Bharat mission, where we talked about the sanitation, and over 10 crore toilets were built. Then, when he came on for the second term in 2019, he merged different departments handling water, because water was divided into silos, and many departments handling water were merged together to form the Ministry of Jal Shakti, which is a very unique initiative, because a convergence has been brought about. Water, which was divided into various silos, into what's up, groundwater, surface water, urban water, rural water, and all into various different departments. He merged them, and many water-related issues were brought in under the Ministry of Jal Shakti, and that was one very major breakthrough for the water management in the country, because India, we don't have a problem of water. We statistically speaking, we get sufficient rainfall, and we have sufficient water with us, but the problem which we face is of very bad water management. So we can definitely provide sufficient water to all our demands, for the people, for the animals, for the industry, for the other domestic users, and for agriculture, if we manage the water properly. We have rainfall from 100 in Rajasthan side to 3,000 millimeter rainfall in the eastern side of Assam and Andaman Nicobar, and even in Kerala. So there's a very large spread of rainfall available. There is a temporal variation also. It falls in a couple of months, but nevertheless, there is not there will not be a shortage of water if we are managing it properly. And that brought again the new campaign of the Jal Shakti Abhiyan in 2019, because Prime Minister wanted people to be a part of this campaign to make Jal Andolan and Jan Andolan. He started the Jal Shakti Abhiyan in 2019, piloting it in 256 districts, or 1,592 blocks of these districts, of the water stressed districts actually, and trying to create a buzz in the for the water and water related issues. With that success, 2020 there was a problem of COVID, so we National Water Mission took it over and then pushed the Cash the Rain campaign. And in 2021, our Prime Minister himself launched the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Cash the Rain campaign on March 22nd, the World Water Day. Now, because of his thrust in water, and because of the thrust identified as a resource, which he water as a major resource, Prime Minister wanted the water management to be made more scientific, more economical, and also look at the opportunities available in the water sector. As I said, the Catch the Rain campaign was started on March 22nd, and very proud to tell you that in the last 4 or 5 months, we have really scaled very high peaks. We have so far done more than 40 lakh water harvesting structures all over the country in both rural and urban areas. We are spending almost 46,000 crore from Manroga alone. Probably the total kitty would be over 55,000 crore in the last 7 months. And a large volume of water has been collected. And more important, we have got a lot of people getting connected with water. The awareness generation campaign, we proceeded with the Jal Shakti Abhiyan campaign, where the youth of National Water, the Nehru Yuva Kendra and all were doing this rounds and getting people involved with the water awareness campaign. They could touch about 2.5 crore people. So a phenomenal thrust or focus on water was brought in, and particularly so because water is going to be the limiting factor in the future. As of now, we have demand, we have sufficient water to meet the demand, but the projections say that probably 2050 we'll be running short of water to meet the demand. if we don't manage the water properly. So when Honorable Prime Minister talks about a $5 trillion economy, the limiting factor, which many people say, would be water, because availability of water would be one of the most important factor for setting up of industries and also for business opportunities. And that is why Water Mission, which had taken up a lot of promotional activities, campaign activities in the form of Sahi Fasal for the right crops, in the form of the Catch the Rain campaign, in the form of the water talks, water tech talks, and then we had this dialogue with DMs where we interact every Saturday with the DMs of the country, about 4 or 5 DMs and one NGO. We talk about water related issues and bringing water into the agenda of the district magistrates, because DMs have a lot of issues. They had COVID issue, they had vaccination issue, they had law and order problems, but still getting them to talk and to showcase their good activities they have done in the, and making them aware of the need to focus on water was successfully done by this dialogue with the DL's program, and these are all going on well. So hence we thought that we should now get the business or the people who can really link with the government opportunities and address the proper water management of issues. The industry also should be brought in. So that's why this water business talk idea emerged. I will also National Water Mission was also planning to come out with much more things like the National Bureau of Water Use Efficiency, where we can do marking and coding of the water efficiencies and marking and rating of the water utilities and water equipments, etc. These are some of the initiatives which we were focusing on in the last couple of years. So we have come out with certain documents on that. But we found that there is a tremendous opportunity for industry as business out there. And unless business and the industries join hands with the government, probably we will not be able to manage water properly. And as an associated effect, also we found that there are lots of jobs which can be created in this sector, and there are a lot of investment opportunities available in this. So it is a win-win situation for everybody. Industry there's the people who have funds looking for investment, people who have technologies being developed in various parts of the country coming to India and want to do their operations in India. And also we are looking for jobs in the country. We have a lot of technical people, we have a lot of manpower in the country. So giving an opportunity for them also is interesting. And also the awareness level of environment has gone up in the people. The people are looking for cleaner air, cleaner water, and they are forcing the governments also to act to provide clean water and clean environment for them. And then the Prime Minister came out with the Jal Shakti, with the Jal Jeevan mission, where he plans the water, a basic necessity of people to be provided at the house as in water top. So that also has created a lot of job opportunities. A lot of industries has been spawned with that program, because pipes have to be made, fittings have to be done, then testings has to be done. People have to be engaged for maintenance of these assets created. So a whole lot of opportunity has been created in this water sector. And again, the schemes like Namami Gange, where the government has put a lot of money in cleaning the Ganga river, which was carrying a lot of filth and dirt, has also reached to a very, very, very mature stage, wherein a lot of industries have come up and put up the industries was treating this water using the treated water, using a very interesting models like HAM model, which was developed by the hybridanimity model, which was developed in National Mission for Clean Ganga, which is being showcased in many parts of the world and different parts of the country and various sectors. So that was one of the innovations which we had. So a lot of opportunities, as said, in the setting up of STPs in municipal areas, setting up of STPs to ensure that the water is in the rivers are cleaner, water in the bodies are clear, urban water bodies are cleaner, water in the rural areas are cleaner. All these things have tremendous opportunities available. So that's why we thought we will uh, have a talk on the business sectors. And this, we are not trying to promote any particular industry. We are only giving a platform for the opportunities available in the water sector, and so that anybody can who are interested can think about it and then proceed further and develop the sector for further. So today the first water business talk would be delivered by Mr. Rajnish Chopra. Rajnish Chopra is a multi-talented person. He is a former cricket player, which I came to know recently. He has played seven first-class matches for Delhi between 1995 and 99, but he is currently working as the global head business development at Vietech Wabag in Chennai. He has been the global head in business development Vietech Wabag for quite some time now, and this Wabag which has its presence in four continents and executing projects in 30 countries. I remember where this company also got the awards, many international awards, when Namami Gange also got award in the World Water Global World Water Award in London. They were also got the award. So Chopra is responsible for corporate strategy and strategic alliances with global players and developers and concessionaire globally. The company has a lot of experience working with in various continents in various countries on water related sector, STPs and water treatment, etc. So I thought he would be the right person to start off this discussion for us. Earlier also he had worked in the operations business groups of Wabag, and also in other major companies in India where they were dealing with water and water related issues. Mr. Chopra is an executive committee member of industry bodies like FICCI and CIA, and has been an integral part of water and wastewater task forces. That's one point which I missed out. Wastewater is now going to be one of the major industries, potential industries for people, because treated water and substitution of the treated water for the potable water which we are drawing from the ground is going to be one big industry opportunity available. There are municipalities which earn as many as 140 crore rupees from the states of the sewage water and the treated water. That is one again business opportunity, and the Wabag is doing a lot of things in that. They also were pioneer in the desalination plant in Chennai. A huge desalination plant was set up under Wabag, and so Mr. Chopra has tremendous experience in generating good water from the sea waters, as well as from treating sewage water, and also in treating industrial effluents. So entire gamut of water, the expertise is available with him. And not only that, he is a prolific speaker. He has published many papers, and also regularly talks in the international and national forum. So that is Mr. Chopra, and that's the subject which we are looking at it. So I invite Mr. Rajnish Chopra to deliver the first water business talk. Over to Rajnish.
Uh, Thank you, Ashokji. Thank you for all your kind words and giving me this opportunity to, speak about, business opportunities in the water ecosystem. I think this is a very encouraging step for the industry, because we experienced that, over the last few years. Now, industries been an integral part of, the water sector. We started with the HAM projects, the way the HAM projects were formulated, there were consultative meetings with the industry players, and all our suggestions were taken, because definitely once the policy is formulated, the practitioners like us, based on our past experience, whatever we bring, that is also brought into the system. Also, I would like to compliment National Water Mission for your Catch the Rain campaign, where it falls when it falls. I think I'll just talk about it a little later based on my experience so far with this campaign when I've been interacting with various stakeholders. Now, today, government, as you rightly said, has a huge outlay for providing drinking water and sanitation to one and all, and that is government of India's commitment as per sustainable development goals, and goal number 6 only talks about drinking water and sanitation for all. And I have been in part of the water industry for over 3 decades, and I have never seen this kind of a focus and an integrated approach, as you rightly mentioned, by the formation of Jal Shakti Ministry, where so much of fund allocation is also available. Now, just to name a few key stakeholders, who can really help us achieve that, definitely it's the central and the state governments. It is going to be the funding institutions from India, right? We cannot only depend upon funding institutions from overseas. We need to have Indian, banking sector, Indian financial institutions also supporting the sector. Definitely corporates and industries. Without that, I don't think it would be possible to achieve this, mammoth task of providing drinking water and sanitation to all. I would also like to mention here that the NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, also are playing a very, very key role here. And they also contribute quite a lot in the process, especially wherever the others cannot reach. So they are also playing a very, very critical role. And last but not the least, the multilateral agencies, which provide funding for the sector at a very, very concessional rate for the development purpose. I think if these 5 stakeholders are together, I don't think this is going to be an uphill task. India has a track record of implementing very huge projects. So I'm sure this will be also done. Now, the total outlay, if I have to it's more than 5 lakh crores. Honestly, it becomes sometimes first time when you hear that for Jal Jeevan Mission 2.79 lakh crores will be spent, for National Mission for Clean Ganga 22,000 crore will be spent, for Amrit 77,000 crores will be spent, for Swachh Bharat Mission 2 they're talking about 1.41 lakh crore to be spent. These all looked, initially it became difficult for industry players like us to even absorb it. But based on our experience of last few years, we have seen that how Swachh Bharat Mission 1 was implemented, and the country became, open defecation free. So that gives both industry as well as the government the confidence of going forward. And we see huge opportunity for big players, small players, startups, given the size of the outlay, because I don't think it's only going to be the top established players like us who are going to grab this opportunity. This is going to have a major transition in the water industry itself. Now, when we talk about all this means there will be a huge infrastructure which will be created, especially on Jal Jeevan Mission, where every household will have a tap connection with 55 LPCD being promised to be given to the people for drinking water and other needs. Now, all these schemes once implemented, one, there will be a huge infrastructure created. There is a lot of opportunity in creation of this infrastructure in terms of projects, in terms of equipment, in terms of pipes, in terms of taps, in terms of IT technology, because most of this is going to be, on digitization platform, because it's going to be in remote area. So even they will be remotely operated. We have been doing it in our larger plants. I think even in the smaller plants in JJM, year that same will be implemented. So this is giving a huge opportunity to a lot of players. Now the question is, when this huge demand is created, from where we get the water? The increased demand is there, and I must compliment Jal Shakti Ministry to have a very very balanced approach. I've always maintained in every forum where I've been a speaker that Mr. Ashok spoke about managing. There's no dearth of water, but managing the water. So I 100% agree with him. There are two very key aspects here. One is definitely rainwater harvesting, right? Which means his current campaign, which is I was very pleasantly surprised to hear the success of this campaign. Maybe it's not being so much talked about at this point of time, or I have not heard. I've been traveling quite a lot. And the second is recycle and reuse. I often quote, an example where I was, privy to a talk on water wars because of water and water scarcity. And even in our industry, we normally say Fourth World War will be fought only over water. But if we implement these two things to supplement whatever water resources we have, I don't think as a country there is any dearth of, uh, water resources here. Now, by and large, water resources are, surface water. Fresh water is available only in surface water sources like rivers, lakes, ponds, groundwater, glaciers. Now, when I look at, the current government policies, what, they have come with Atal Bhujal Yojana, right? Now they have come up with rainwater harvesting, which is catch the rain. So this is the first time I have seen. I am currently based in the city of Chennai, where rainwater harvesting is a compulsory in every building, in every household, in every housing society. So probably I look forward to the government, even at a national level, bringing about a legislation making this a compulsory thing for especially the urban areas, because the concretization is very, very high. Second, as I said, under Atal Bhujal Yojana, there has been a blatant extraction of water, and also the water quality has deteriorated. So we need to rejuvenate, and definitely catch the rain campaign, and that will go hand in hand in supplementing the groundwater. The second part is when all this water is made available. The first stage is definitely on the drinking water. As I said, there is a huge demand for currently for supply under the Jal Jeevan Mission. So there are a lot of opportunities in every state. There are places where central government is contributing 50%. There are union territories where they are contributing 90% to achieve this mission, and I think that is another thing which is gaining traction now. Once all this water is made available, that will lead to a lot of generation of wastewater. And if I have to look at the wastewater current scenario, probably in urban areas we generate more than 72,000 million liters of wastewater per day, and the current treatment capacity is only around 31,000 odd million liters per day. So that means, on the current scenario itself, there is a huge demand for treatment of wastewater. And looking into our commitment to SDGs, I think we have been, practicing it for a very long period, and I hope the governments and the urban local bodies will take a note of it, that all this wastewater has to be treated on the principles of circular economy. When I say circular economy, means it has to have all the three components recovered. The first one is going to be definitely the water. So all water cannot be treated water cannot be used only for industry as per current policy. So we need to look at how the treated water can be used for agriculture, which consumes maximum water in this country. The second part is going to be the gas which is generated. So we have a successful track record of generating energy, and we have currently some power neutral plants, just to mention a few. In the city of Chennai, for last 15 years, we have been running a power neutral plant where all the energy needs, captive energy needs, are met by the energy generated from gas. The second one is in Varanasi, which was inaugurated by our honorable Prime Minister, and that's also a power neutral plant today. It's 140 component is going to be the sludge. So we have certain case studies where we have converted sludge into manure and it's being distributed free for agriculture. So this is something where I think there is a lot of technology, lot of innovation, and there is going to be a tremendous opportunity. But the main thing is that as industry players, we need to look at it from a sustainable viewpoint and make it based on principles of circular economy. And maybe I will take this opportunity to request even the government to take note of it, that when they are at the planning stage, they also incorporate the same, so that going forward, it's not that I just treat sewage and it leads to a lot of sludge being generated or a lot of gas being flared, which will unnecessarily create a pollution in the air. So that is one opportunity I see. Now, when we create all this infrastructure, I think there is some rough estimated done by some of the institutions in India that once we implement this, there is going to be as Mr. Ashok Kumar also mentioned, we call it, these are green jobs. The moment somebody is working in water or a wastewater sector, definitely it's all about sustainability and environment. It has an economic impact too, but so it is going to lead to more than 4 lakhs as per estimates. It is going to be this thing. So there is a huge opportunity for the industry to even focus as a separate business for capacity and capability building. Because you will need a lot of people who are trained, who are capable of managing this massive infrastructure which is being created. Unfortunately, I have not seen in the past that water was a very glamorous sector where people went, because most of the engineers, they went ahead with joined in power, energy, petrochemicals. So this is going forward. I think this is where, and we see in our recent campus hiring in engineering colleges that yes, a lot of new engineers, they are looking at sustainability as mode of their career. So it is something which gives you much more satisfaction than a normal job. You contribute a lot to the society. At the same time, you make a very good career also in this industry. And I am myself an example of that, having spent so much time in the industry. Now, other rejuvenation of resources is going to be rivers, and we have been doing a lot of work for Namami Gange project. And what we realize in these projects is that the focus is not just on pollution abatement by treating all the wastewater, be it municipal or industrial, before discharging it to Ganga. But the focus is on very holistic approach on rejuvenation of the entire river, the flow of the river, the ecosystem of the biodiversity, river banks, river basin management, all the ghats in major belts of Ganga, creating crematoriums, trying to bring in public participation. If I recall correctly, the name they have given is Ganga Prahari. So there are a lot of volunteers who have, so it's become a public movement there. And then one of the international forums, when I was talking about this particular program, I think this is going to be a role model for not only India, but for the world to follow, that how they can rejuvenate the major source of surface water, which is rivers. Now, this is one Ganga. We have so many rivers. I think under NRCD, there are currently 13 rivers. I'm sure they will follow the same model. And this brings in a lot of opportunity when I look from the business viewpoint for water technology players like us, for financial institutions, which were always little averse to, water sector being a social sector, because a lot of financial institutions had the concern that the revenue model in water and wastewater is not established. But because of this HAM being introduced into the water sector, I think a lot of financial institutions, both from India and overseas, are coming forward. That itself is going to be a very, very massive opportunity. Now, when we talk about the resource management and rejuvenation is one part. The second part is recycle, reuse when it comes to the municipal. The third and very critical part is the industries. Now, going forward, I think there is a huge opportunity in water treatment as far as industries are concerned, because all major industries, for them, water is a raw material. It's a commercial commodity for industries, and they have got into the act of recycling each and every drop of water. In fact, a lot of major industries where we are implementing today zero liquid discharge. So it's opening a new venue for even the technology players who specialize in zero liquid discharge. At the same time, we are recycling up to 90% of the water. So if I look at the makeup water of 10%, I think we are greatly, the industries are contributing in reducing the overall demand for industrial use. And when most of these industries are going to set up water and wastewater, they have integrated water and wastewater facilities. Once they set up this, again, as I said, it is opening a lot of doors for youngsters, for careers. At the same time, the number of industries which are going to implement this is going to be much more than what we have seen in the past. And especially now there are very, very strict NGT guidelines where, they have to comply with the timelines which they have committed. So that's opening a lot of opportunities. And again, I would say that in small, if not in the bigger industries where, a lot of technology, a lot of investment is involved, in the smaller, industries, it's opening up a lot of opportunity for the new startups. And I think even government focus has been on startups, and there's a need for that. At the same time, when the complexity of the wastewater is also changing, both in the industries as well as in municipal areas. So once that has to be challenged, there is a tremendous scope for new technologies which can deliver better results, which can reduce the footprint of the overall treatment of this thing plants. So that means that there is enough of scope for people to invest into research and development. VATech Vabag is more than 95 years old. For the last 25 years, we have been an Indian company listed on stock exchanges in India. Now, if I look at today, we have more than 100, patents registered against us. So when I look at that, I think that this is a time when academic institutions as well as the industry players, they have to come together. And it's again a business opportunity, I would say. Definitely, as far as R&D is concerned, whatever you invest, everything is not going to get commercialized. But if 1 in 100 gets commercialized, a new technology, that means that is another humongous opportunity available to us. Another factor which is now changing the entire industry scenario is digitization. Today, all networks, all pumping stations, they are all going for GIS mapping. Even the existing infrastructure is going to be changed. So everything is getting mapped on GIS. So digitization is going to play a major role. In terms of treatment capacities, already digitization is in. Today, I can operate a plant sitting here, maybe 600 kilometers inside a desert in Saudi Arabia. I can, just over my, computer, I can operate that plant. So it's again, giving, because this is only the beginning. So that's another huge opportunity. One opportunity which I would, maybe in the interest of time, the last opportunity I would like to talk about is that one, the government has announced about the National Investment Plan. The second, which has recently come, is the National monetization plan. Now, I believe, based on whatever information we have, there will be a lot of existing infrastructure, brownfield infrastructure, which has to be monetized and upgraded and operated. So some initiatives have already been taken in that respect in some states, like we operate 2 cities for wastewater management, namely Agra and Ghaziabad in Uttar Pradesh. So that's called a one city, one operator model, where we bring all our global expertise in operations and asset management. And we are trying to improve the existing infrastructure and the final customer service level to the final citizens of these cities. So this is going to be the way forward, where a lot of private participation will be required, a lot of private investment will be required. And we see that once this monetization will happen, there will be financial institutions and industry players will have a big opportunity here. So overall, if I look at from the industry viewpoint, I think there is a huge opportunity in contributing to the society, making it a business model, creating a lot of job opportunities. At the same time, being partnering the government in their commitment to sustainable development goals. Because actually water and sanitation is related to all other 16 sustainable development goals in some way or the other. So I'll not go into it, but that's one way where industry, financial institutions, corporates, state governments, urban local bodies, if they all come together, it's one, we are going to achieve our commitment to sustainable development goals, but it will create a huge industry in terms of construction, in terms of developing infrastructure, water technologies, as well as in terms of operations and maintenance business for the private players. I think with that, I'll stop here and maybe I'll leave the balance time for question and answers. Thank you so much once again for this patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rajneesh. I think that was a really interesting and very informative session, though. And I'm sure that this series will definitely, with industry leader, will definitely help a lot of people to, understand the needs and the requirement of the industry as well. And this series will definitely bring many untouched issues in limelight, and also, you know, business opportunity can also be explored through this kind of series. So thank you so much, Mr. Rajneesh Chopra. He was VA. He was Global Head Business Development VA Tech Babek Limited, and I also thank Shri G. Ashok Kumar, Additional Secretary Mission Director, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, for joining for this Water Business Talk first edition. See you next month with another leader from the water industry.
Can I intervene?
Yeah, please.
Yes, this is the first water-based talk. I would like to extend a formal thank you to the speaker. Thank you very much, sir, for an interesting talk. A National Water Mission, have been holding the water talk since last 30 months. We have completed 30 water talk series since it was started on 22nd March 2019. And we have reached up to an extent of 2.5 lakh people till now. After that, we started Water Tech Talk, where eminent experts from the water sector are invited to deliver technical, they talk about the technical innovations, explaining the processes behind their technologies. And in Water Tech Talk also, we have completed 12 Water Tech Talks so far. So this is the opening of the third interactive series with the stakeholders for exploring business opportunities in the water ecosystem. I, on behalf of National Water Mission, extend a hearty vote of thanks to today's speaker, Shri Rajneesh Chopra ji, Global Head Business Development Vibhag, for sharing his ideas and experiences, huge demand for waste. How he explained the huge demand for wastewater treatment and how this huge demand should be addressed. He also touched the principle of circular economy, its role in resolving the issues in water sector. Then he talked about how sustainability is important in this sector. One important topic we should touch upon is rejuvenation of rivers, sir, and people's participation in this movement, the opportunities of this, business in this important area of water sector. A very special area you stressed upon include industries contributing to zero liquid discharge. Then digitization, R&D, technological innovation are also opening new venues. Thank you very much, sir, for this interesting talk on a very important topic, sir. I also extend my gratitude to Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, and it is the idea of ASNMD who started this talk in the first in the series. I'm very grateful to all the participants who attended today's talk. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for giving the vote of thanks. Thank you so much, Mr. Dinesh Chopra, for joining us today. Thank you. See you next for the next edition, next one, for the second edition of Water Business Talk. Thank you so much. Thank you.